Hey guys, we have some information here that will basically give us a roadmap through the entire download celebration in terms of basically what what exactly we should be expecting to see over the course of the next month and a half or so. So we're going to take a look through this. Well, actually, it's even more than a month and a half. It's about a month and a half. So this blog is managed in part by Team Dokkan, who is one of the French data miners, who basically has been correct every single time that he's said, anything about the game through his data mining. So I'm going to take this pretty much as confirmation of everything we're about to see here. And let's go ahead and get started here. So the main theme of this article is talking about the 350 million download celebration, and basically leading up to that, what we're expecting to get here. And as you can see, the Kefla Banner is right here. So after the 5-year marathon, blah, blah, blah. As you can imagine, the road is full of dangers. Yeah, so it's basically talking about, things that you might get sucked into in terms of spending your stones before the download celebration, because that's typically what you should be doing. Is you should be saving your stones at this point for the download celebration, because that's literally the most hype time of the year to be playing the game, in my opinion. For Global Dokkan, this is pretty much going to be the last celebration before the download celebration. It's because, again, the download celebration should come around at the end of this month, and this is something that we're going to start seeing. This celebration should be coming out around the 10th, because that's when the 5th year anniversary officially comes to a conclusion. So he says here, as early as August 9th, we should welcome the announcement of the Kefla Banner. The content should arrive around August 11th to take over most of the content we already know, which is the anniversary stuff specifically. And this is where he starts getting into basically what we're going to see during this celebration. And here we go. So a Dokkan Festival, which is the Kefla Banner, he shows it right here, around August 11th, so literally like 5 days from now. A Universe 6 story event. Now, by what he means by that, we'll take a look at the actual celebration that JP got later on so that we can compare. But a new stage is being added to this story event. 2 more levels for Infinite Dragon Ball history, login campaign, etc. Plus, now this is the big one right here. Plus, we should have some surprises with maybe the arrival of the chain battle, so explosive chain battle, and the addition of the missing extreme super battle road on global. Okay, so be careful not to use all your precious stones. Yeah, basically telling us don't summon, don't summon on this banner. I'm really going to only cover global here, and then we're going to go into the 350 million download celebration. Let's end the suspense. The 350 million celebration will probably be Buu Saga centered. Indeed, in addition to the recent arrival of Ultimate Gohan, the Japanese version, the global had also benefited from the release of the Dual Dokkan Fest for Goku and Vegeta. Last clue, you may have noticed the return of some Buu arc related events that will end in October. So that's literally the end of the celebration, which he says right here. So basically, he's sort of giving us a roadmap of the celebration itself, and he says here, thus the 350 million, thus closing the long series, because 2 years ago we had Goku versus Frieza, and then Cell Saga last year, so this year's going to be Buu Saga. So he says, closes this long series, which will have faithfully respected the basically chronological order of the major Dragon Ball sagas. So what that tells me is this is going to finish the Buu arc. So I'm thinking, Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Kid Buu, something like that. Okay, so then he goes in to tell us basically about the individual dates that he expects to see in correlation with the things that are going to be releasing for the download celebration. So August 21st is the end of the current Japanese campaign going on right now, which is going to start the countdown campaign. So 1 week of basically those teasers where it counts down from 7 days left, and then it has a login bonus and stuff. Launch of the first part of the 350 million download celebration is going to be August 28th to the 29th. And then the Dokkan Fest always is a few days later after the actual official start of the celebration, so that's going to be on the 31st. Then part 2 is going to begin basically 2 weeks later on the 13th, and then the legendary banner is going to be on the 15th. Last year, this was a top legendary summon, exactly like what we have right now on Global during part 2 of the anniversary. So it's going to have 2 summonable LRs featured. It should have it on the banner. Last year for the download celebration, we had a renewed animation for LR Int Gohan Super Attack. So hopefully we get that this year, maybe with like a Majin Vegeta. And then this is the ticket banner. He talks about basically through like starting from last year's download celebration all the way up to like, you know, some point within the next week or two here, they're going to be calculating every 50 stones you spent, you'll be receiving a single ticket to be used on this ticket banner. So, you know, if you used 1,000 stones, you're going to be getting 20 tickets to summon on that banner from the course of, you know, last year until this year. So good to know that we're going to be getting that again this year. You know, over 1,000 dragon stones. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. And then he talks about potentially a new mechanic or a new feature coming to the game as well, which is something that we have seen as well in the past. Like the Goku and Frieza was like the first unit who brought the multi-transformations, you know, where it's like every turn they transform into a new form. And then last year we got the exchange unit exchange mechanic for the first time. But let's go back and talk about this for a second, because this is really going to be the focus of this video. This like filler, quote unquote, global celebration. Guess what? This is not so much filler if you really look at everything that we're getting. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the JP side. Oh yeah, real quick, he mentions 2 more levels for Infinite Dragon Ball history. JP only got 1, which was the Universe 6 stage. And this was actually, I believe, the most recent stage that JP actually received for Infinite Dragon Ball history. So we definitely should be getting this in the celebration. But he says 2, and the only other stage that Global does not have right now is this youth stage. And this youth stage, I believe, came out alongside Int Gotenks and during the Gotenks and Buu celebration for Golden Week. And that stage, I would have assumed, should have came out, or should be coming out during the Thank You celebration, which is when I expect the Gotenks and Buu banners to release on Global. So he says 2. These are the only 2 that we're aware of. The Youth one and the Universe 6. I mean, the Universe 6 for sure. Youth, I guess they could be pushing that up, but that's weird that they would disconnect that from the Gotenks and Buu celebration. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So the actual celebration on JP. Let's go to part 1, and let's go ahead and scroll down and take a look at what we're getting. So login bonus, missions, Hercule's heart pounding gifts, which by the way, this lasted for a long time on JP, but you know, this is on Global. You know, the celebration is starting on the 10th or 11th, and the download celebration, he said, is starting, like, let's go back down for a second, on the 21st. So the celebration is not going to last too long. I think this is going to end up overlapping with the countdown celebration. So I think the celebration will be going to the 28th. So basically from the 10th to the 28th, like 2.5 weeks of the celebration. I think that seems likely to me. So maybe like 2.5 weeks of this, which is pretty close to what JP got to, so that's cool. Dokkan Fest for Kefla, which comes with Vados, as well as the Awakenings for the Strength Kale and the Tech Caulifla, which are both down here. Kai Banner sales, new Dokkan event, new stages added to the Warriors of Universe 6 stage, which you can actually do, and the reason why that's interesting is because you actually use those medals to awaken the free-to-play, I think it's STR Caulifla and Int Kale. And that Int Kale is actually a really good unit as a support unit for the Universe Survival Saga team, so that's actually pretty important. Here's the Infinite Dragon Ball history stage. A bunch of returning story events. We have these 2 events up, and the reason for that is because there is an Extreme Z area for this Frieza who's getting an awakening, who you actually can farm from the first stage of this Dokkan event, the Frieza Dokkan event. And then Cooler, who's a Baba Shop unit, but he's getting an Extreme Z awakening, which is cool. New season of Ultimate Clash. And then Chain Battle. So Global doesn't have this mode yet, but he said in the blog that we should be getting Chain Battle during this celebration, so that's cool. Global already got this, so I don't expect them to get this again. And then, you know, the physical banner, which should bring awakenings for the Gohan and Buu unit. More returning story events, and let's go to part 2. There's more stuff to talk about. It's a lot. What else? We have this new event coming, which, I mean, I don't know if this is actually... By the way, for all this stuff, I'm not 100% sure this is all going to be the same for Global. I'm just, you know, going off of what JP got, because 99% of the time it's the same stuff. So this is actually a stage where you can farm it as much as you want. It's not limited. And this lets you obtain skill orbs for Team Bardock, the free-to-play Team Bardock squad. And what you do is you run the stage and you collect these tickets. And with these tickets, you can open the secret treasure chest, which is the tab in the bomber shop that's been there for a little bit on Global, but hasn't been accessible yet. So when Chain Battle comes out, and this comes out, you'll be able to go in there, exchange these for basically a pull on the basically a gacha pull on the treasure chest, and you'll be able to obtain skill orbs to Team Bardock that way. So that's a good event. Then we have a traditional EZA for the AGL Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, as well as the physical Berserk Kale. Global already got UI Goku, so that's a lot of stuff we're gonna get. So just to reiterate, right? I mean, this is a again, I think this is going to be like a 2.5 week celebration on Global here. So if all this stuff is actually coming, and the celebration remains the same on as it was for JP, you know, with the stuff that we already have just being cut out of it, basically we're going to be getting Extreme Super Battle Road, Extreme Chain Battle or Explosive Chain Battle, the Kefla Dokkan Fest, the Physical Support Unit Awakenings. And the banner, physical banner. Traditional EZA for Kale and the HDL Kale and physical Kefla. Awakenings for the free-to-play Kale and Kefla from the story event. Awakenings for the Kale and Kefla that are summonable. 2 Infinite Dragon Ball History stages. And an Extreme Z area for the Frieza and the Cooler unit, as well as Hercule's gifts. So, I mean, in a 2.5 week celebration, I mean, that's probably more content than we got throughout the entire 5th year anniversary. Just because of these 2 new modes coming, like, that adds so much playability to the game. And then, on top of that, don't forget we're also about to get the Link level update, which should be coming out at the same time as all this other stuff. So, literally, this celebration is probably the best celebration we've had on Global in maybe ever. Like, this might be the best celebration / update ever in the game's history. If all of this stuff actually happened, like, that's crazy. And then we're going to move into the download celebration after that. So the next, basically, 2 months of this game are going to be just non-stop events, banners, modes, celebrations, just craziness going on. So I just want to keep you guys updated on, you know, what exactly is happening. Again, I would save your Dragon Stones. Do not summon this banner. This banner is not bad, but it's definitely not going to compare to the download celebration banners. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what you guys think about all this crazy stuff happening on Global right now. It's probably, again, if all of this stuff happens, this is the best celebration ever, I would say, on any version. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.